Do you think science is a different domain than spirituality or religion, and therefore can't answer questions in each other's domain? Yeah, I do essentially believe that. I think that science is pretty good at laying out the landscape of empirical facts, and that the religious domain is the domain that attempts to answer the question, how is it that we should act in the world? And there's overlap between the two. They can't be entirely separate domains, but roughly speaking, that's the distinction. And I think the reason is that value-free empirical facts you cannot derive values from a set of value-free empirical facts, and empirical facts by their nature are value-free, partly because the value is eradicated from the empirical fact by the scientific method. That's actually what the scientific method does. Now, it can't do it completely because scientists tend to concentrate on facts that they assume are relevant to the solution of a given problem. They don't just randomly search for facts, and that's a good thing because there's an infinite number of irrelevant facts. So you can't separate them completely. I believe that the domains are separate, but that the scientific domain is necessarily nested inside the metaphysically religious domain, and I believe that that domain is isomorphic in some sense with the Darwinian domain. And that's the point I was trying to make in the discussions I had with Sam Harris. I have a lecture about that, the name of which I don't precisely remember, unfortunately, at the moment, but it's a lecture on Darwinian versus Newtonian approaches to the truth, and I try to delineate my thoughts about that more particularly in that video. So